Welcome to the Never Yield podcast. Today is Tuesday, March 31st, and the Razorback season has come to an end in the Sweet 16 for the second consecutive year after they go down to Arizona 109-88. On today's pod, we'll break it all down. We'll give our reactions to the Final Four now that it is officially set, and more sports news from around the country. Andrew, how was your weekend, my man?
Uh, good. Just busy, but good. Starting to get back into some real estate, and then took a daughter to a friend's birthday party at old school skating rink today.
Oh, did you get on some
Uh,
skates?
I put on some skates and
Yeah.
got out there. So
How many tumbles you take?
0, dude.
Attaboy.
For
Athletic specimen.
for a big guy, uh, I can glide. You know what I'm saying? So. Not
That's
bad.
awesome.
Not bad on the
Awesome.
skates.
That's awesome. We've been pulling out the skates here at our house also. We've been doing it out in the driveway and on the sidewalk. So we're getting there.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, rollerblading was a thing. That's what we did for fun. We rollerbladed. And
Oh, dude,
so
the
trying
X
to
Games were huge.
Mhm.
Brink swept the nation on Disney Channel. I mean, dude, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. A different era. A different era. Well, so a little bit hoarse still. I apologize. I'm fighting through it. I've been fighting this crap for about a week, it feels like, but just bear with me. We'll get through it together. Hogs go down 109-88. There's a lot of layers to this, and we'll get in a little more in depth. We'll talk about the game today, but we'll reflect on the season next pod and kind of what we think the roster will look like and all that. But it was kind of frustrating in the fact that it just never felt like we were in it,
Mhm.
you know,
You
and
never
and
led.
that yeah, and I mean that's what was frustrating, and you knew a bunch of things would have to go right. You knew you'd have to hit a bunch of threes, and what we go 2 of 15 or something in the first half, 2 of 14 from 3 in the first half, and you knew you'd have to get some stops, and I mean, and they shot almost 20 free throws in the first half, and just the whole recipe on both ends was just not the game plan to win.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, it may have been a game plan, but the execution was not there on either end. And so now Arizona is really, really good.
Yeah.
Um, I think we saw that with what they did to Purdue over the weekend in the Elite Eight game. Ended up beating them by 15. They beat us by 21, and everybody's talking about how we just got curb stomped, and we did. But then they go and beat the 2 seed in the region by 15. So I mean, they're a freight train. But, before I just dig right into it, just initial thoughts on the game and kinda what you were thinking as it was all playing out.
Yeah. It, I mean, you hate to use the word disappointing just because Arizona's a great team. Um, we had a great season. Darius Acuff is still that dude. But yeah, I don't know. There was, like we talked about last pod, there just seemed to be like a little bit of magic with this team, maybe, or like that, with all the publicity and stuff we were getting, that things might line up for us. But Arizona's just better than us as a team as a whole. So um yeah, just we're never really in it. I mean, literally from 2 minutes in, I was watching it with like three of my buddies. We were like, I don't think this is our night, guys. And it just like, I mean, it was already just kind of the vibe right off the bat. I don't know if it was like our Walmart jerseys that we were wearing or
We gotta get new
this
roads, man. We gotta
dude.
get new
We
aways.
have the 94 road jerseys too. I don't know why we didn't break those. Dude, if those are bad. They're just to nitpick everything about the game. Which of course if we win, they're fine, right?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, those are bad. I've always hated what I call the Jeff Long font when we switched to that. The letters are like okay, but the numbers are garbage to me. Especially like anyway, I could go on a whole rant about uniforms and stuff, but yeah, I don't like those particular unis, and just screams Jeff Long era to me. So, but yeah, it just felt like we weren't there to. I mean, I feel like this team had the right attitude. It just felt like we weren't in it from the beginning, and then you started losing cool heads and tempers towards the end there, and which I mean it was frustrating, believe me. Like, uh,
Yeah, I'll go on a rant about that in a minute.
yeah, we I don't think it decided the outcome of the game at all, but
No, it didn't.
there was some very frustrating things, uh, official wise, and just the vibes of the game. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, special guest host real fast.
All
Say
right.
say hi to the Never Yield Pod listeners, Palmer.
Hey,
Say hi.
Palmer.
Oh. Yes, it's past 9 o'clock and my 1-year-old's not in bed. You can judge me. Um,
Half the night's mine aren't either.
um, yeah, I mean, just looking at the box score here, I mean, their 5 starters went for 15, 21, 14, 23, and 14. So their lowest scoring starter had 14 points.
Mhm.
I mean, and we know that's been an issue all year is the lack of defense. You know, they went 5 of 8 from the 3-point line. They only shot 8 because they didn't have to shoot many. You know, they were
Right.
just getting what they wanted at the rim.
Getting everything they wanted at the rim.
And that's became slightly concerning, because that last year at Kentucky, that last team Cal had, um, you know, they played the same way. They're like number 1 in the country offensively, but they gave up 100 a game.
Mhm.
And so I hope this is not gonna be a continuing theme. You know, last year we guarded okay, I felt like,
Mhm.
you know, but I just hope this is not becoming a consistent theme of Cal's philosophy of just not even trying to play defense and trying
Mhm.
to outscore people. Because I mean, you can have all the highlights in the world, but that's not a sustained method for success to make a deep, deep run at a Final Four if you just are in the bottom of your league in defense every single year. And so, um, I hope that gets fixed. I know they've been talking about the new recruits and how they're physically ready for, and that's going to help. And I hope you're right, but you better go get some big guys in the portal that
Yes.
when they get past these physical specimen guards, that they're waiting on them, and just a different mentality defensively is going to happen.
Mhm.
Um, Darius Acuff, his swan song. I mean, he ended up with 28 points. You know, I talked about how I was a little concerned. Jaden Bradley, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, didn't matter. Um, he wasn't as efficient as he has been, but Lord, once again, 28 on a non-efficient night. You know, nobody else in the country is going to put up 28 on
Yep.
a non-efficient scoring night. Um, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. So we like I said, next pod will really reflect on the season and Darius and just this whole group as a whole. But we just had to hit open shots. You know, Trevin, I love Trevin, but he did the same thing he did against Florida. You know, when he
Mhm.
faces other big bodies, he just doesn't come to the occasion. You
Mhm.
know, he's an ultimate beat up on the little guy type guy. And then when it's time to show up against people bigger than him, he just doesn't do it. And
Yeah.
I'm not. I know I'm kind of bashing Trevin, but like I thought Trevin had a good year. I was very
Yeah.
happy with what Trevin gave us this year, but it was just frustrating that in that moment. Um, that's what we got from him. Uh, Billy had 13 before he got ejected. Talk about that in a minute. Malik Thomas 17. Obviously, we'll talk about him in a minute. Um, but yeah, it was just frustrating. I just wanted to see us have a puncher's chance
Mhm.
in the end. and we just never got to that point.
Yeah.
So you beat by 20 in the Sweet 16. Is there any part of you that the slightest bit disappointed in how it ended, or you still Sweet 16, good year, just got beat by a better team, or because here's where I stand. Who were our losses this year? Duke, number 1 seed, Houston, number 2 seed, Florida, number 1 seed, obviously Arizona, number 1 seed. Who
Michigan
was on
State,
Michigan
three
State,
three
seed.
seed.
So it almost just felt like even with Darius, with Malik, and this team we like there was a clear barrier. Like we
Hmm.
were a clear step below for
Hmm.
whatever reason. 'Cause those other teams don't have Darius Acuff, and
Yeah.
um, but we were a clear step below that elite tier. Um, and so it's just kind of frustrating that we never could just get over the hump. But Sweet 16 thoughts, how you feel?
Yeah. I think Sweet 16 for the season that we had and the team we had, you know, I'm happy with that. You made it to the second weekend. You gave yourself a chance. Anytime that you can start, once you're in the tournament, you're past the first weekend, and you can at least start Googling hotels in the Final Four city, like just to keep the excitement going. Then that's exciting. You hate the outcome, you hate the result, and by how much it was. You'd love to see it a little bit closer, obviously, but um, you know, then I know next time we'll reflect on the season. But I mean, you got your first SEC tournament championship in 20 years, 26 years, and yeah, I mean, um, yeah, I'm. I mean, you never want to say you're happy after a loss, but we're still in year two of John Calipari, and maybe still figuring some things out on the. I mean, he is who he is. He's gonna obviously we're gonna have dudes and stuff, but um, yeah, I mean, Arizona's a great team. Could very well be the national champion.
Yeah.
We've two out of the last 5 seasons we've lost to the eventual national champion in the tournament. So I mean, it's that was going to be a tall order, regardless of who we had. Even if we had great bigs, I'll tell you this: I'd like to get some of these European guys. After watching Illinois and some of these other schools, I'm like,
Arizona, I
yeah,
mean,
Arizona, yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
think you have to go get a 7-foot Serbian guy.
yeah,
I feel like that's a non-negotiable at this point.
yeah. Where's does like Greg Ostertag have any kids
That's
anywhere?
right.
Uh, you know,
Nikola Jokic have a
yeah,
first cousin.
yeah. Get us some. Let's go get Paige Stoyanovic's kid was on Illinois. Like
Yeah,
Detlef Shrimp, where's your kids at? Greg
yeah,
Ostertag, where your kids at? You
Detlef
know,
Shrimp.
give me give me some of these
Where
guys.
where where is Detlef Shrimp from?
He's over there somewhere. Um, so yeah, let me get a few of those guys. But um, yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to he kind of, he's from West Germany, by the way, Detlef Shrimp. Um, we'll have to go obviously hit big in the portal with the bigs. Um,
yeah, there has to be an emphasis there.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
with the potential of what we have coming back and who we're bringing in, uh, I mean, we have a potential to be better than this year. You're not going to have a Darius A Cup, obviously, but overall as a team, you have potential. But you gotta commit to some bigs in the portal. You
yeah.
can't miss again. Which
You
and I mean, last year Adu was all conference before he came here, and
Yeah,
and
no,
you
he was
and
a stud at Tennessee, yeah.
you and tore it up at Florida State. So
And Ewan had his moments. Ewan had his
yeah,
moments, but Ewan You need to go get the best, biggest specimen available in the portal. That's what you need to do.
Mhm. Yeah.
Period, end of story.
Yeah.
If not the best, one of the top 2 or 3. Like,
Yeah.
there needs to be a double guy
Mhm.
who's just proved to be a physical specimen on top of having skills. I don't care if the dude can shoot a 3 or not. Like,
Right, yeah.
I don't care. Like,
Be
you
a
gotta
be
go
a
get some
presence in the
men.
paint.
Yes, you have to go get some men. I need Malik Ewing to come off the bench next year is what I need, assuming he comes back. I need him to be the guy that comes off the bench. And, I mean, you just can't whiff at that position again.
Mhm.
So
Which
because
I do
we
have a
need fours too, because you're losing Brazil too. So you're going to get
yeah.
fours and fives. You don't
Mhm.
have to touch a 1, a 2, or a 3, especially if Malik Thomas comes back, which
Yeah.
we'll get to that later. But you need to go just hammer these fours, these power forwards, and these centers, and go get like 3 of them.
Mhm.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah. I do have a small gripe with Ewan. I feel like it really started the last 3 games of the regular season, carried into the SEC tournament, and well, that yes,
Throwing his
do
hands up after every
do
yeah,
that every time after he just drops the ball with
yeah,
nobody touching him.
that drives me nuts.
That, but I started to notice. I felt like about 3 games left in the regular season. If he got the ball inside of the free throw line,
It's going
he
up.
wa he wasn't giving it up, and I'm like, "That's not really you, dude." I mean, like, if you get it on the block, fine, but he was taking, like, 4 or 5 dribbles sometime and, like, not giving up. We got open guys on the three-point line, which granted, we're not the greatest three-point shooting team, but we had moments.
Mhm.
I just, I don't know, that I just I'm very big on, even though I never got to, fully fulfill my coaching dream back in the day, but my philosophy was very big on be a star in your role. Like, don't try to exceed your role or do what we don't need you to do. And so, like, that was just kind of out of his element. And I feel like hurt us in some moments. Wasn't always fatal for us, but I don't know. I don't like when guys try to play outside
Yeah.
their role or what we need to do. And that was just something. It was a small gripe. I won't spend a lot of time on it, but
Some guys are just hoopers, Andrew. They just say, "I'm a hooper, coach. I'm a
mm,
bucket getter. I'm a
they
bucket
all
getter,
they
coach."
all they all think that. So when I was a student manager at Henderson State, those guys thought they were going to the league.
Oh,
So
for sure, for sure,
um,
for sure.
like, devastated when we told them, like, you got an outside chance of playing overseas. They were like,
Yeah,
"What you talking
yeah.
about? First round pick, coach." Like,
Mhm.
we had 7 turnovers in the first half. So
Yeah. One gripe I want to go rant on is about the officials in the second half.
mhm, mhm,
I
mhm,
haven't done that all year. Well, maybe once or twice, but not very much. I'm going to preface this by saying the officials had no bearing in the outcome of the game. We were getting beat by double digits no matter what.
mhm.
Uh, but we do have a team who has proven to show their ass a little bit when the tides turn and things don't go their way. We do have a group of guys that tends to, pout and say things and get flagrants and all that. I will preface this with saying Nick Pringle slammed the ball on the floor, automatic technical
Yeah.
every single time.
Mhm.
Period. End of story.
Yeah.
Um, but then the chain of events after that, where there started to be a little scuffle on the floor with Billy, and you could tell Pringle was visibly frustrated. Acuff was getting visibly frustrated. Billy goes down, out of control, gets a charge called on him. 50-50 call probably, went
Mhm.
against him. Dude comes down next possession, and Billy throws
Oh,
the
yeah.
slightest with an excellent flop job. I just watched a Duke UConn game, and I watched at least 7 times somebody cut across the lane. And every coach in the country says when someone cuts across your face, you bump a cutter. You bump the
Mhm.
cutter.
Yeah.
I used to tell them to get our elbows out when I coached. I said, put your elbow in his sternum when he cuts across the lane. Bump a
Mhm.
cutter. Happens 30 times every game.
Yeah.
And now officials get their little feelings hurt because they want to be seen a little bit, and they think people are there to watch them, and they give a flagrant two to Billy with no on a play that happens 100 times a game, and the guy majorly flopped and embellished. If you
Mhm.
want to give him an off ball foul, give him an off ball foul, whatever. But dude, it's just ridiculous. And then they
Yeah.
give Cal a tech from across the court, which if I was Cal, I would have got teed up way before that. But
Mhm.
dude, I mean, apparently from across the court, and they showed the camera on Cal, and he wasn't pointing and yelling. You know, they always say, "Don't try to show me up." Like the refs say, "Don't show us up. Talk to me like a man. Talk to me. You know, don't scream across the court at me." He wasn't doing that, and that happens all the time in college. People, coaches
Well,
yell across the court. I just watched Dan
well,
Hurley.
and Cal does it all the time too. I
Yeah,
mean, but
yeah.
he hadn't been doing it
No, and he
for
didn't
that.
even do it that time. And once again, he got his feelings hurt. The ref did. His guy got his panties in a wad, and he teed up Cal. And all, I mean, it just became just a complete utter joke. Is all it was, and it was just embarrassing. It just pissed me off because, dude, just let's just play ball, man. Like nobody's here to watch you. Nobody's here to what make you think you have control of all this. Like, let's just play basketball. And it was just embarrassing and ridiculous for them. Gives officials a terrible name. Trust me, I coached basketball for 14 years. The majority of officials are really good guys, you know, who enjoy doing it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they get a paycheck, but they actually enjoy officiating. There
Mhm.
is several. There's some who seriously do it only for the paycheck, and they don't, you know, they don't do it for the kids. You know, they got egos. There is some, but the majority of them are good guys, and they do it for the right reasons. But at that level, man, like you got to be able to control your emotions better. You're trained. You're refereeing a Sweet 16 game. It was just absolute pathetic ref show. It really, really, it just made a bad night even worse because that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when the officials try to make it about them, and
Mhm.
that's what those guys did.
Well, even the upgraded flagrant on was it Brazil that was just kind of like
Oh, I
slapping the
forgot about that one. Yep,
yeah,
yep,
like
yep.
yeah, it was just it's a garbage night on that all the way around, but yeah, it didn't help.
No, it definitely didn't help. So we will, for the 15th time, without getting into what you think this roster looks like next year, um, let's just quickly touch on Malik Thomas. Uh, you know, he's really I I think he's the only one. Like, I would be shocked if Billy tried to put his name in. I would be shocked. But let's just say Malik Thomas is the only one who can float those waters. Um, what does that look like to you? I mean, what do you think? Just what are your predictions for that?
Yeah, I think if I think if he gets a first round grade, which I think he probably could, um, I think he would probably leave. But I think if it's anything, you know, past the first round, then if it's me, I mean, we've seen guys leave and go undrafted before, but um, if it's anything past a pretty solid first round grade, I would if it's me, I would come back. I would advise him to come back, especially with NIL now. And, with the opportunities and the team we could have next year, I would advise him to come back. But then again, these guys dream about being, their intention of coming to play for Cal is, I think, kind of to do the one and done thing and to be it. But I mean, I don't know. It's got to be a different world now with NIL, at least to make you think about it. But I don't know. In my opinion, if it's anything besides a solid first round grade, I would advise him to come back just because you see it too often, especially how deep this draft class is. Like,
Mm.
if you don't go in the first round, or you know you're gonna be a 2A guy or a G League guy for a little bit. So I I would think it would be more fun to make $1 million and stay in college, but and
Yeah,
progress and get better. But
I just looked it up. It looks like picks 25 to 30, which is the end of the first round, make approximately between 2.28 and 2.5 million. Um, so with like you said, with the NIL, it's a different game. I mean, here's the deal. Like, if he's a for sure first rounder, then yeah, it's gonna be tough to talk him out of that. Um, but dude, he could be. I mean, he could be the centerpiece. Like, he could be
Mhm.
Darius Acuff next year.
Right,
That's
yeah.
one talking point. And
Yeah.
if you can get the money close, and Cal can convince him that, hey, you're going to be the center of the offense next year. Your stock, you'll go from being a fringe early second rounder, maybe a first rounder, to a lottery pick. One where you're of strength. He needs to get stronger, I feel like. One where
Yep,
you're obviously skill
for
development,
sure.
he's continuing to work on his game. Um, Now, if he's a first round pick, yeah, he's got to go. But if he just cut, I mean, I don't see how he couldn't be a top 10, 12 pick next year, being the
Right.
guy. I
Yeah.
know you got Jordan Smith Jr., who just won Gatorade National Player of the Year coming in. He's going to be really good, obviously, but I still think, it would be centered around Malik, I think. Um, my only question is, oh, I'm sorry, guys. Cal. I think Cal, I don't know what his mentality is like. He's so about players and so about getting them paid and getting them to the NBA, and I just don't know what his mentality is of even a fringe first round, second round pick. Is he gonna try to even convince him to come back? Or is he gonna be
Mhm.
like, "Hey, no, man, go to the league, do your thing, start your professional career," because that's just how Cal operates. So
Mhm.
I would hope Cal would try to guide him, and whatever Cal, thinks is the right decision, because what his agents are going to be saying, and all his people, they're going to be
Mhm.
saying, "Oh, go pro, go pro." So I don't know. We'll just have to see what Cal's voice is, and what even his mentality is in that. It's kind of a unique situation. I don't know. I wish he'd give it one more run back, but you know, we'll just have to sit back and see. Um, let's talk a little. Anything else about the Hogs or the game, or before we move on?
Yeah, I was just while you were talking, it made me think about, Cal's perspective on Malik, uh, he went ahead and I mean, I don't know who ultimately made the decision on, what his advice was to AD last year, but man, like, what could we have done with AD on this team this year? Like,
Mhm.
to help fill in, a little bit at the 4 spot this year, like, when we needed some help there, like, it would have been nice, and, I don't even know if he's played in the league. I think he's been all
Oh,
G
yeah.
League.
He's got called up for a little bit, couple
Okay,
games.
2
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
2 ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, if I
anyway,
do man, if we could've had a do this year, that's a good point. I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, that would've filled a lot of holes.
yeah, so, anyway, so, yeah, I don't know how, like, to your point, like, I don't know how convincing Cal's gonna be, like, to come back, dude. Uh,
Yeah.
so, but we'll see. I mean, if he could, pitch it as you're the focal point next year, and we want to cater the offense to your game, and if you can have Billy back and Jordan Smith, and then if Wagner, if you can get him to come back, I do fear him transferring possibly just because he could. I mean, he'd
He
be a
could go
start.
be a starting point guard at so many Power 4
Right.
schools. I
Yeah.
mean,
So.
yeah, and I know, like, him and Cal are tight, tight.
Mhm.
Like, DJ is Cal's boy. That's
Yeah.
like his son.
Yeah.
But at some point, you gotta think DJ's like, "Man, I gotta go try to improve my draft stock."
Mhm.
'Cause I'm just telling you right now, George Smith Jr. is gonna be the starting point guard next year. It ain't gonna be
Yeah.
DJ Wagner. And
Right.
so and unfortunately, DJ is a 30% three-point shooter, so he can't be your 2.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, that's one that's gonna be interesting to see when it comes to, like, allegiances to Cal versus
Mhm.
selfishness and wanting to do what's best for him, and I'll be curious to see how that, transpires.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the tournament for a minute. We will get all into the roster next pod, who we think's going, who we think's staying, what we think they should do, and recap the season as a whole next pod. Let's talk about the tournament. Um, Final Four is set. UConn and Illinois will be facing off. And then what I think is the national championship game, Arizona and Michigan, who I think are the two best teams and probably should have been the 1 and 2 overall seeds,
Yeah.
will be playing. That is going to be an unbelievable game. Um, but let's see. Since we had the last pod, Iowa made the Elite Eight. That just shows you, Iowa beat Florida, and then Iowa beat Nebraska. So they were kind of the Cinderella team this year. Illinois, like we talked about, with all their foreign guys, all their Europeans, spanked Houston, and then took care of Iowa. Tennessee dominates Iowa State after beating Virginia. So Tennessee was the only Elite Eight team out of the SEC. And then let's see, Texas loses to Purdue by 2. So Texas almost was in the Elite 8. And that just goes to show you, like, I said it for so long. If you could avoid the 1 seeds, I feel like everybody else was vulnerable. Now, obviously Duke ended up being vulnerable, getting beat by UConn today. Florida got beat by Iowa, but Purdue only beating Texas by 2. I mean, if we're a 6 seed, we run through that. We're beating Arizona in the Elite 8 instead of the Final Four. Tennessee beating Iowa State by 15. I mean, it just shows you, like, there's just now I know the Jefferson kid for Iowa State got hurt. And that makes obviously a huge difference, but man, just the luck of the draw, man. Rick Barnes 3 Elite Eights in a row, and it's all based off of avoiding Arizona and Michigan pretty much. Because you saw what Michigan did to Alabama. Or they're like, oh, Tennessee got farther than Alabama and Arkansas. Well, do you see what Michigan did to Tennessee today? They beat them by 40. I mean, if they would have played them if Tennessee was a higher seed, they would have drew them earlier. So it's just all about seeds and obviously matchups. And but yeah, thoughts on the tournament as it played out. All of our brackets are. I mean, we had Houston winning it, both of us. So that's out the door. But yeah, just what are your thoughts on how everything's transpired?
Yeah, it's been fun tournament to watch if you don't care about your bracket. Mine got just trashed on Thursday. So, I had, like I said, Houston winning it all. I had Michigan State in the Final Four beating UConn. So yeah, my bracket garbage. But as far as the games, yeah, it's been fun. I mean, you had Iowa, Nebraska in the Elite Eight playing under the rim.
Rivalry game, yeah.
A game fully played under the rim. But I think at one point there was all 10 players on the floor were white. So
You mean all 9 because Nebraska tried we'll beat you with 4 on this play.
oh yes. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but it's been fun tournament. I mean, hardly any of them are. I guess last year's was one of the worst ones in a while, just because it was it was all chalk. But no, it's always fun. I love March Madness. There's been some great games, some great moments. Just I have not picked them correctly this year. It's probably one of my worst brackets in recent memory. I feel like I picked like almost no correct upsets. Like all my upset picks were the wrong ones. But no, it's fun. Arizona, Michigan, like you said, I think probably the 2 best teams in the country. Hate that they're having to play in the Final Four and not for the whole thing. But kudos to I've loved watching Brad Underwood's team since he was at Stephen F. Austin. He had a Bryce Harper looking dude back in the day for
Yeah, he was
Stephen
a
F. Austin
stud.
that was so good for the Lumberjacks. And I think they beat one of Shaka's really good VCU teams back then, or maybe even one of his Texas teams. But Anyway, so yeah, and then UConn. I mean,
Your boy Dan Hurley.
it's it's only fun because he advances because you can root against him one more time. So you can root for him to lose one more
What an
time.
epic ending in that game with Duke. I mean, Duke
Yeah,
was up 19, I
yeah.
think at halftime maybe, and dude, they just gave it away at the end, man. It was
I saw something right before we came on. All four of their losses this year, they had double digit leads.
really
Yes.
interesting, huh? Yeah, well, they just obviously the turnover late. They're gonna foul. Just hold on to the ball. Quit trying to throw it up the floor. They're about to foul you, and the little the less recognizable the Boozer twins turns it over, and white freshman from UConn hits a what was it? Probably 35-footer, halfway between the 3 and the half court, and it was just unbelievable. Just pure March Madness. Like, that's
Yeah.
just oh, just great stuff.
Good.
My prediction is one of the coaches in the Final Four will be at North Carolina in a week and a half. So,
Okay.
I don't know if that is, Dan Hurley or, probably not Hurley, but,
Uh,
Dusty
yeah,
May or Tommy
I would
Lloyd.
hate Dan Hurley at Carolina, dude. I mean, just being a huge Michael Jordan guy, and I love Vince Carter, Jerry Stackhouse, all those guys growing up. I've always been a Carolina guy, and to see him there would be atrocious. I don't think that'll happen, but
Yeah. He turned down Kentucky last year, and he turned down the Lakers, so he
yeah,
must be really happy at UConn. But, no, I think it'll be Tommy Lloyd or Dusty May. One of those 2 guys, I think, will be it. That's my bold prediction, um, but we will see. We will see how that plays out, and then Kansas could be open too, so there could be some big jobs coming open,
yeah,
pretty soon. Um, we'll give our Final Four national championship predictions next week or later this week, on Friday. Uh, boy, Diamond Hogs. Time to transition to Diamond Hog baseball. Um, whew, swept at bomb. I don't know when the last time that happened was against an unranked Florida team. Um, Dave, I've watched his press conferences, and you can tell he's visibly just at a loss. He's not throwing anybody under the bus, but his body language says it all. He's really frustrated, obviously.
hmm
Um, I didn't even realize going into this week we were still ranked number 4 in the country. We were ranked number 4 in the country, and
yeah.
I was like, we've lost to A-State, we've lost to UT Arlington, and we've lost to, a really bad South Carolina team. I mean,
Who was it? Sienna or somebody we lost to twice?
yeah, I lost twice. I forgot who that was to. We split with somebody really bad.
Some S
Um,
school.
yeah, and we're still ranked number 4, but, yeah, getting swept at home, to a non-ranked Florida team. Gotta go to Auburn next week, who's in the top 10. It's time to lock into baseball. You got the Omaha Hogs up behind you. It's time to lock into to baseball, but boy, it's gonna. I'm not real excited to do it. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's yeah. There's the joke. I actually had a post that went pretty viral for me, but it was like the hog cycle or something. It was like, there's always after football, and then it was like basketball. There's always basketball, and then it was like baseball. Please save us from the heartache, or whatever. And then it just goes back to football. So it's just the endless cycle of like hope that we have, and yeah, that's what it is. And so when baseball, the same weekend that you get knocked out in basketball, gets swept in bomb Walker, it doesn't give you a lot of faith going forward that it's going to be a promising. They're going to end up in Omaha this year. So,
Maybe it's all like a psyop, like, we're always so good, like, top 2 or 3 in the country, and we know we're good. Maybe this year it's like, "Hey, we're gonna come out of nowhere. We're not gonna host a regional. We're not gonna host a super, but this is a team that's gonna make it happen."
hmm
No.
I don't know.
No. No. Okay.
I don't
Okay.
get the feeling, but I mean, baseball's a it's
It's
the
a weird
weirdest
sport.
sport.
That year
It's
that
the
year the Ole
weirdest.
Miss won it. They're the
Yeah,
last team in the field,
that's right.
the
So
last team in the tournament.
yeah, just get in and survive in advance once you get there. So
The frustrating thing is it's not pitching, it's not hitting, it's both. Like, this team
right,
can't hit or pitch.
yeah, it's
Usually in the
usually yeah,
usually in the past, we can't hit or we're home run or bust, but our pitching is always pretty solid.
hmm
And this year is like neither one of them are very good. And
hmm
so I don't know, something's just off with him. Obviously, now that basketball's over, we'll dive deep a little deeper into all the series and the games but, I've seen people questioning their effort, their competitiveness. I mean, I've seen it all come out recently, so I'm excited to kinda dive a little deeper and see what I really think's going on.
yeah. We had a dude.
'Cause it's not it ain't a talent issue from
Yeah,
what if you look at recruiting rankings and transfer portal rankings, and it ain't a talent issue, so
hmm
I don't know.
yeah. I did see something where one of our guys in the midweek series, uh, he was like doing a home run trot, ended up hitting it off the wall,
Oh,
and
really? I missed that. Hmm.
so
I bet
yeah,
David ripped his tail.
yeah, well, yeah, it just goes back and just always try to relate it to yourself when you were playing or whatever. And so I just remember I hit a foul ball against Cutter Morningstar, and I trotted down to first base, like just kind of going through the motions because I knew it was foul. Foul ball down
Until
the first.
until it wasn't.
No, it ended up being foul, but
Okay. I
but
don't
Coach
remember
Save
this.
but Coach Saball ripped me for not sprinting to first base, even though it was a foul ball, and I knew it was a
Yeah,
foul ball. Maybe
yeah,
from his vantage point, he thought it could go fair.
yeah.
I knew it was going to be foul, but
That's funny.
he ripped me for not sprinting to first base on a foul ball.
Hilarious.
So I've always, in my mind, I've always harped, definitely if it's in play, sprint till it's gone, especially when the wind is coming in from right center. Like
Mhm.
anyway, so
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah,
maybe
Dave
that,
Dave
maybe
Dave don't put up with that junk, so
yeah.
you better get that crap figured out. You'll be sitting on the bench.
hmm
Yeah, so, anyways, we'll dive a little deeper into the preview at Auburn on Friday. Try to try to get into we're both big Razorback baseball guys, like,
Yeah.
we go to every year before we started the pod, we'd always bump into each other at the regionals and
hmm
supers and standing on the concourse watching the games, like,
Yeah.
I've been to Omaha numerous times, it's just usually when basketball is over, your baseball team's, like, rolling, you just can flow right into it,
hmm
I know that sounds fair weather that we're not great, but we'll figure it out. I'm optimistic
Yeah.
Dave will get it right.
Yeah.
Opening day, Major League Baseball, big baseball guys. Cardinals 2-1, Rangers
Hey,
2-1.
let's
Hey,
go.
um, luckily the Cardinals played about the only team worse than them, so they took care of business
Hey,
and
we can
you
hit
better
though. We gave
you
up. We
better
gave up about 8 runs every game, but we outscored them twice. So
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, opening day is always fun, man. Just the prestige, and just America's pastime, and it's always a fun day, fun weekend. But baseball is in full swing. We won't sit here and bore you with Major League Baseball every pod, I promise you. Um, last thing I got are both of our boy Tiger. Our boy Tiger. Tiger's arguably, for those of you that don't know, like my favorite athlete of all time. Um, like I cried when he won this last Masters after 10 years of being irrelevant and car wrecks and getting beat up with golf clubs and alcohol problems and prostitutes and when he came back and won that Masters, I don't remember what year it was. Was it 2019 maybe? I don't
2019.
Yeah, 2019. Dude, I sat there on that couch. I've teared up like twice in my life for sports. And it was when Tiger won the Masters and when the Rangers won the World Series. Like that's the only two times I've teared up. And he's just my favorite, dude. Like I just can't get enough of it. And it's just really, really because like dude, he's supposed to play in the Masters this year. Like
Mhm.
he was supposed to come back and give it, obviously he wasn't gonna win, but and now flips his vehicle, passes a breathalyzer, but gets a DUI. I guess that means what, pain pills or something, oxys,
Mhm.
who knows what. Um,
Yeah.
man, it just hurts because he's my goat. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's starting to be like a joke now or something. That, like it just teases us every year that he's coming back to play in the Masters, and then he gets in a car wreck or hurts his knee or his neck or whatever. It's like, um, yeah, I don't know. It's it's just a wild turn of events of what really could have been. I mean,
Oh yeah.
and so you
He's been
just
playing in all the TGL stuff and I mean, he was supposed to be playing in the Masters here in a few weeks. I mean, I'll be shocked if it happens now. Maybe
right.
maybe he'll still do it, but I don't know, man. It hurts to see. I wish he'd get it figured out and get it together. This is several times now this has happened, and so there's been a lot of funny memes about
Yes.
on social media.
Yes. I
But
saw somebody like was taking like on the course was like taking a bunch of like ibuprofen or whatever. I was like, this was for you, Tiger, or like,
yeah,
or somebody said, what day did it happen? Like Friday or
hmm
Thursday or one day last week is anyway that day like somebody tweeted out like I outdrove Tiger today.
right, yeah,
So like
yeah,
there's yeah, there's been some good stuff. They already had the free Tiger shirts at the Houston Open today.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's tough, man. I hope he gets it figured out. Obviously, he's one of my favorites. Just don't like seeing anybody struggling with that kind of stuff. So,
yeah,
anyways, yeah. So Razorback baseball coming up. Um, we'll give some roster breakdown on the basketball team. I guess we need to dive into spring football a little bit and see what that's looking like. Masters is not too far away, so we still got
two weeks.
Final Four, obviously. So we still got a couple good weeks of sports ahead of us. Anyways, you got anything else, brother? We need to touch on? Or are you ready to bounce out of here?
No, I think we've covered it.
I did say this the other day, like there for a while, a few years ago, I got into like sports cards, like
Hmm.
breaks, mainly MLB.
Hmm.
But man, I already know once Acuff gets where he gets and gets signed,
Oh
I'm gonna be buying every NBA tops, chrome, whatever NBA is. 'Cause I
yeah.
know what baseball, that's what it is in baseball. Um, I'm trying to pull some auto Darius rookie
Oh,
cards.
for
Oh
sure.
man, I can't
Yeah.
wait.
No,
I'm
I
gonna go
got into
broke.
it. Yeah, I got into it a little bit. I got back into it. So I hadn't collected since I was a kid. And a buddy that I used to work with got me like all the way back into it in like January of last year. And so wife was not real thrilled
No.
that was a because in her mind, well, I'll tell a story for another pod, but I dropped something off at a card show to get an autographed Brett Favre picture to get like verified or whatever. and I ended up getting called out to like show a house or something, and so I couldn't be back in time before it closed, like to pick it back up. So I had to ask Brooke, I was like, "Hey, can you go pick up this picture that I dropped off at this card show or whatever?" Well, that was the absolute worst thing that I could have ever done, was had her go to pick this up, because in her mind and the people that she saw there, she might as well equate it to like, I'm just out here like living in my mother's basement collecting Pokemons, like
Pokemon, Comic Comic
catch
Con,
trying to catch like Pokemons, or like,
catch a Pikachu.
yeah. So which I've never done, by the
Hey,
way.
I'm not. Hey, I ain't hating on the Pokemon community because I made a lot of money on them people.
Look,
So I go,
look,
I
we
go,
got
I go
you.
buy these boxes from Sam's when they drop. I don't know nothing about them, but I just buy the boxes and I put them on Facebook Marketplace for double, and they're gone like that. Like
Okay, well,
so,
okay. I guess that's fine.
don't know nothing
But
about it. I wouldn't know one thing about it, but boys,
but I
it,
I'm just my argument to her was like, there's levels to it, you know.
yeah, for sure,
Uh
for sure.
like, if I'm scanning the card aisle like at Walmart or whatever, and then there's a dude over here like doing magic to dragons or whatever over here, I'm just like, you and like, giving me like a nod, like, and I'm like, we're not the same. Like,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's like a comedian that said something like, you know, I'm out here like chasing like Chipper Jones, like a real person that did this. He's like, I'm not over here trying to score a Charizard to
Yeah,
to
yeah.
put up. So like, um, there's real statistics here of these people that I'm following. I'm not, how many double doubles does Pikachu have? So anyway, I I got into it. My
Uh,
wife's not a fan of it. She does not approve of the card collecting, but I will be chasing some A cuff
me too.
breaks, and trying to get some of the NBA stuff, and I can get away with saying that here because my wife could not listen to this pod less. So
That's right. That's
um
right.
so yeah, but no, I'm very excited about I was excited about the apparently like the McDonald's All American sets just came out,
Oh, really?
and none of the Razorbacks are in there. Were included in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Jordan
So,
Smith Jr., the National Gatorade Player of the Year,
well,
number
no. So
two.
it's always a year later. So
Oh, I got you.
so it's last year's. So it's like
No A cuff, no leak.
no A cuff and no leak, but it's got AJ and what's his
Yeah,
name, Kansas, and all
can't.
those guys.
Yeah, Darren Peterson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, I was surprised that they're not in there. So,
Interesting.
but yeah, I'll be, and I'm hoping they do a which A cuff is probably too big to do it, but they did like a Moses Moody signing a couple years ago, like before the draft. So it'd be really cool if they set something up with A
Yeah.
cuff to do that. But
Yeah. Yeah. That'd
I
be
don't, he's
that'd be awesome.
he's probably too big to do it. But
We went and got all those autographs at prime time at the Palace, like the Midnight Madness type deal,
uh-huh.
and like we got A cuff on the hat bill with like the kids did with like six other guys. If you just only knew, like if I knew that now, what I knew then, or knew
Yeah,
then what I knew now, like man, I
yeah.
would have. Oh,
In
golly.
in my and sorry this that we're nerding out here at the last like 5 minutes of the pod, but in my autograph memorabilia experience, it's always best to just go single
Yeah,
on like your autographs. I
yeah.
I stupidly got so it was the year the Cardinals won the World Series. I mean, one of the years the Cardinals won the World Series. I think it was the 06 World Series that we won. Uh, I think that was the one David Eckstein was the uh, World Series MVP. And I'd gone to a game that year and got a ball signed by David Eckstein and like
Some
some
bullpen
bull
guy.
some bullpen guy. And of course
Oh Lord.
the The bullpen guy signed right under David Eckstein. So it wasn't even like the opposite side of the ball. So you could like
Oh,
display it cool.
yeah.
Um, and so somewhere I have a baseball with David Eckstein and a bullpen guy. And and then there's been other times too. I've got like a helmet somewhere where I got just a bunch of randos, or uh I have an Astros ball from back in the day, and I had Bagwell and Biggio on it, and then a bunch of guys you never heard of. So it's like,
Oh, yeah.
dang it.
Mhm.
In my experience, always just go
Yeah,
individual on the
yeah.
autographs, and you'll never regret it.
You
So
just never know. You just never
yeah,
know who's gonna
exactly,
pop, so,
exactly.
yeah. I can assure you Jordan Smith Jr. next year will be on a solo ball or whatever, like, he ain't gonna be on the hat bill with 7 other guys for my kiddos. I'm
Yeah,
getting my own JSJ next year. No,
yeah,
0 doubt about it, so
yeah.
anyways, alright, we'll quit nerding out about that. I hope everybody has a great week. We'll be back on Friday, Final Four predictions, Razorback roster basketball breakdown for next year, and Andrew, take us home, my man.
All right. Stay classy, never yield. Final fours here. Go Hogs in other sports.
We're big.